Brigham Young University reports an investigation found no evidence of racial slurs or racial heckling.
That all happening during a volleyball match between BYU and Duke University. This story made national news after Duke volleyball player Rachel Richardson said she heard someone in the crowd shouting a racial slur several times. As a result, BYU banned a fan from future matches. This afternoon, we learned that a ban has been lifted as a result of that investigation. After the BYU update, Duke University releasing a statement saying in part, "We unequivocally stand with and champion our volleyball team, especially when their character is called into question. Duke Athletics believes in respect, equality, and inclusiveness, and we do not tolerate hate and bias."
What a sad state that our country is in. I mean, it is embarrassing. I've told y'all before, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Black people in America, they want justice for everybody else, but only mercy for themselves. It is embarrassing, man. The facts are out. The investigation is over. This whole hoax, the Jussie Smollett 3.0, Rachel Richardson story, it's all out in the open now. The investigation is over. There is no evidence. Nothing corroborates with her story of someone yelling and heckling her by calling her the N-word during a volleyball game. They completed their entire investigation. They looked at Candy camera 4K. Nothing is in sync with what she says. It doesn't align with her story. On top of that, they've done an extensive, thorough investigation of reaching out to both parties, people that attended the volleyball game from BYU, as well as reaching out to officials, coaches, referee, everybody, as many people as they could with Duke University. And they even have it open and are inviting people. If you have any information, please come forward. And they don't have nothing. I have to tell you, I didn't believe it from the beginning. It's so outrageous of a story, it makes no sense. As I said in my first video when I called it out, this is just confirmation for me, and I hope it's confirmation for you guys. Because the words that I'm going to be saying today is going to sting and should be cutting through like a knife. Thomas Sowell was right. Racism is on life support, and is on life support because of people like Rachel Richardson, people like D.L. Hughley, people like LeBron James, people like Rachel Richardson's godmother, people like Mike Freeman of USA Today that makes articles saying that if you don't believe her story, that somehow you're like QAnon, that you're a right-wing conspiracist. It's people like that that keep racism on life support, that keep it alive. They're doing everything that they can. You know why? Because in this country, it's fashionable to have a high demand of racism, but they have no supply, to the point where they got to make up a damn story. And this does nothing but harm people and reperpetuates more stereotypes, reperpetuates more bias, more hatred, more racism. That's all it does. This is sad, and what's even more egregious, now that the facts are out, they can deem us as conspiracy theorists. They can deem us as attacking their character, as Duke University statement puts out, which I'll read to you guys. They can try to throw it off and brush it to the side as if we are attacking Rachel Richardson's character. These are the same people that, if the investigation would have found the evidence to align with her story, that they would be running with this narrative. It would be on replay to the point where you go insane, running it over and over. It's funny to me that the same people that would use the investigation if it aligned with her story, they would keep talking about how racist this country is and white people, why they don't love black people like that. Oh, we're such victims in this country. These are the same people now that disregard the findings, disregard the investigation. That is the sad part about all of this, man. People like them are the ones that are reperpetuating this and causing the division and being divisive in this country. And it's sad that they will do nothing but brush it under the rug. Nobody wants to come out and retract their statements. I think I'm going to do one on Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, he knows that he was wrong. He knows he has to retract, and he did. I'm going to do a video on it. It's sad, man. Yeah. Check out this article by Mike Freeman. Right-wing conspiracy theory involving Duke volleyball player is absurd. It's an opinion piece, but this is the way that these people think. So I want to point something out because Duke University put out a statement, and I'm going to read the statement. Let me go to the statement now. I want to read a few things from it. So here's on on their investigation. According to the university, let me scroll it up so you guys can see it. According to the university, officials reviewed all available video and audio recordings of the match, including security footage and footage taken by BYU TV. The school also interviewed more than 50 people in attendance, which included Duke officials and student athletes on the team. There will be some who assume. Let me scroll it up so you guys can see it. There will be some who assume we are being selective in our review, of course. To the contrary, we have tried to be as thorough as possible in our investigation, and we renew our invitation for anyone with evidence contrary to our findings to come forward and share it, the university said. And here's Duke's statement. And then the reason why I pulled up the Nina picture is I couldn't understand why would Duke put out a statement like this. It just doesn't seem right to me. It didn't set well with me, so I did a little bit more digging. Duke responded with a statement saying unequivocally stands with its team, but did not outwardly address BYU's finding. So they kept it arbitrary. Basically, they're going to run with the lie. The 18 members of Duke University volleyball team are exceptionally strong women who represent themselves, their family, and Duke University with the utmost integrity. We unequivocally stand with and champion them, especially when their character is called into question. I'll digress. Duke athlete believes in respect, equality, and inclusiveness, and we do not tolerate hate and biasism. Well, I think Duke dropped the ball big time. This is not the first time Duke has jumped to conclusions and condemned and pretty much lynched people on an accusation that later on came out to be false. If you guys remember the lacrosse rape allegations, the lacrosse teams apparently gang raped somebody. Yeah, that came out to not be true. It was a lie. And here we go again. The person that put that out I said, well, who would put a statement out like this? And the person's name is Nina King. And I said, Nina King, why would they put a statement out there like that where they don't even address the findings whatsoever? Instead, they put out like as if we're challenging her character, which we are. The evidence clearly says that she lied. It's her word against 4K camera, all officials, everybody around. The story doesn't make any sense, Nina King. It didn't surprise me that it's a black woman. They're talking that diversity, inclusion crap, the woke ideologues that I told you guys about. It didn't surprise me whatsoever that she would say such a thing like that. But this is the problem that we have with these woke ideologues. They rather die with the lie than come out and tell the truth, knowing that this kind of stuff harms. Who would believe a story like this? This is how outrageous that story is. Out of all those 5,000 people that was there in present 2022, anybody that's sitting up there cussing up a storm, calling someone the N-word, N-word during the game, no one is going to stand around and allow that to happen. No one. I believe it in my heart. I knew it was outrageous, and it was a lie from the beginning. Not only that, their investigation through the camera, through asking questions, interviewing people, and still with an open invitation to ask anybody to come forward, it doesn't align up with the girl's story. It almost reminds me of a story that apparently a black gay man, someone that is part of two protected special interest groups in this country, said that he was in the middle of Chicago in the middle of the night on a cold, snowy winter day where two white men with MAGA hats on, Make America Great hats on, in the middle of Chicago, beat him up, poured bleach on him, called him obscure names, insulting his sexuality, on top of putting a noose over his neck while he maintained his Subway sandwich. It's almost unbelievable of a story to only find out that it was two big dumbass Nigerians that Jussie Smollett hired to fake a hate crime hoax. It almost reminds me of a outrageous story of a noose in a garage during a NASCAR race with Bubba Wallace, where the FBI and everybody got involved to only find out that it was not a hate crime, that it was just his PTSD. What a sad state of affairs that our country is in, where people will lie. They have to make up lies. People, I'm going to say it one more time, I'm closing. Black people in this country, if you don't get it together, man, you're going to be, I'm telling you, you're making it worse for yourself. And to be honest with you, I understand why white folks, they feel the way that they do sometimes around black folks. They don't know how to take them. They're on eggshells. Guess what, white folks? You're not the only ones that's like that. There's black folks that think like that too. I think like that. When I get around a lot of black folks, I'm trouble is around the corner. It's not the skin color. It's not the skin color. It's the culture. We have a destructive culture where they've made it fashionable, they've made it popular to be a social justice warrior to the point where they got to make up fake crimes, make up fake hate crime hoax. This girl should be disbanded from Duke. She should lose her scholarship, and they should publicly shame her. I have no sympathy, and I have a deep disdain for people like her, and I won't take back my words. Put it in the comments what your thoughts are. I ain't going to kick this dead horse. It's obvious. Black people in this country, these social justice warriors, they want justice for everybody else, but only mercy for themselves. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Everybody else, make sure you like, comment, share, because you could save somebody's life. In the words of Larry Elder, we do got a country to save. It's your boy, Craig Long, 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.